Question number 1. A pure substance, which is made up of only one kind of atom and cannot be broken into two or more simpler substances by physical or chemical means, is referred to as. Right choice. An element is the best answer. Question number 2. In which of the following constituents are present in the fixed ratio? Solid response. Compound is a valid choice. Question number 3. State true or false. Fine beam of light entering through a small hole in a dark room illuminates the particles in its paths. This is because of Tyndall effect. Good job. Your answer true works well here. Question number 4. Which of the following is an example of heterogeneous substance? Excellent choice. Candle is the right answer. Question number 5. Which of the following are physical changes? Melting of iron metal, rusting of iron, bending of an iron rod, drawing a wire of iron metal. Perfect. And is the correct choice. Question number 6. Which of the following are chemical changes? Decaying of wood, burning of wood, sawing of wood, hammering of a nail into a piece of wood. Valid point, and is true. Question number 7. Air is a mixture of gas in gas. Air is a homogeneous mixture of a number of gases. Its two main constituents are oxygen is dash and nitrogen. Correct, 21% is the right answer. Question number 8. When the liquid is spun rapidly, the denser particles are forced to the bottom and the lighter particles stay at the top. This principle is used in. Right again. Centrifugation is a valid answer. Question number 9. Which separation technique is shown in the picture? Clear logic. Your choice crystallization is sound and 100% true. Question number 10. A mixture will appear translucent in the case of. Excellent. Starch plus water is a brilliant choice. Question number 11. A solution contains 400 g of common salt in 3,200 g of water. Calculate the concentration of salt in this solution in terms of mass percentage. Great job, 11% is the accurate answer. Question number 12. Distillation is a good separation technique for. Nice selection. Liquids is the correct and valid answer. Question number 13. The picture shown here is what type of mixture? On track. Heterogeneous is the correct answer. Question number 14. The process used to separate oil and water is. Smart move. Separating funnel is an accurate answer. Question number 15. Which separation technique will you use to separate a mixture of two immiscible liquids using difference in densities as a deciding factor? You chose separating funnel, and it is correct. Question number 16. The component of the solution that dissolves the other component in it is called the dash. Well picked. Solvent is the correct answer. Question number 17. A solution contains 80 g of common salt in 60-40 g of water. Calculate the concentration in terms of mass by mass percentage of the solution. Correct response. 11.1% is the most accurate answer. Question number 18. Aerated drinks like soda, water, etc. are gas in liquid solutions. These contain dash as solute and water as solvent. Good thinking. Carbon dioxide is the right answer. Question number 19. Q10 is milk a heterogeneous mixture? Well reasoned. Yes is the correct choice. Question number 20. Identify the type of distillation. Sharp thinking. Fractional distillation is the right choice. Question number 21. You are given a black ink and you want to find out the different dyes present in it. Which separation technique will you use? You're right. Chromatography technique is the correct answer. Question number 22. You are given a mixture of 4 immiscible liquids with different densities. Can you separate these using separating funnel? Strong choice. Yes is the right answer. Question number 23. A solution of iodine in alcohol known as tincture of iodine has -esh as the solute and alcohol as the solvent. Well done. Iodine is the right choice. Question number 24. When colloids are subjected to an electrical field, particles move towards an electrode and precipitate. Name the process. You got it. Your choice electrophoresis is right. Question number 25. Brass is an example of. Bravo. Homogeneous mixture is the answer. Question number 26. What is the volume of solution in which mass of solute equal to 50 g and mass by volume percentage of the solution equal to 50%? Great thinking. 100 ml is the right choice. Question number 27. Dash is a substance composed of 2 or more elements, chemically combined with one another in a fixed proportion. Smart pick. Compound is the correct choice. Question number 28. State true or false. We can separate the different components of a homogeneous mixture using filtration technique. Nice work. You chose false and it is correct. Question number 29. Name the process. Exactly. Fractional distillation makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 30. The amount of solute present in the saturated solution at which no more solute can be added, it is called dash. Nicely done. Solubility is a solid answer. Question number 31. Which of the following is a separation technique for the separation of salt and ammonium chloride crystals? Nice selection. Sublimation is the correct and valid answer. Question number 32. Find the homogeneous group from the following materials. Soda water, wood, air, soil, vinegar, filtered tea. Excellent. Soda water, air, vinegar is a brilliant choice. Question number 33. A solution for making tea contains 20 g of sugar in 150 ml of water. Find the concentration of solution. Correct. 13.3% is the right answer. Question number 34. When dispersion medium is gas and dispersed phase may be solid or liquid, that colloidal system is dash. Right choice. Aerosol is the best answer. Question number 35. When a saturated solution is heated and more solute is dissolved in it, what is such a solution called? Valid point. Supersaturated solution is true. Question number 36. How one can separate ammonium chloride from a mixture containing ammonium chloride and sodium chloride? Right again. Sublimation is a valid answer.
Question number 37. If no more solute can be dissolved in a solvent at a given temperature, it is which type of solution?
Exactly. Saturated solution makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 38. As air temperature increases, air can hold more water molecules and its relative humidity decreases. Excellent choice. True is the right answer. Question number 39. A solution contains 50 g of sugar and 450 ml of water. Calculate the mass by volume percent of the solution. Well reasoned. 10% is the correct choice. Question number 40. Alloys are dash mixtures of metals and cannot be separated into their components by physical methods. Correct response. Homogeneous is the most accurate answer. Question number 41. What will you use to solve? Great thinking. Mass percent is the right choice. Question number 42. This is a type of heterogeneous mixture in which the particles are dispersed and do not settle out. Smart move. Colloid is an accurate answer. Question number 43. A solution contains 50 g common salt in 200 z of water. Calculate the concentration of the solution. Nice work. You chose 20% and it is correct. Question number 44. The amount of solute present per unit volume or per unit mass of the solution solvent is known as. Bravo. Concentration of a solution is the answer. Question number 45. The amount of the solute present in the saturated solution at this temperature is called its dash. You chose solubility, and it is correct. Question number 46. When size of a particle in a mixture is less than 1 nanometer, that mixture is an example of dash. Clear logic. Your choice solution is sound and 100% true. Question number 47. The type of colloid in which both dispersed phase and dispersion medium is liquid is called dash. You're right. Emulsion is the correct answer. Question number 48. A pure substance that cannot be broken down into other substances by chemical or physical means. Good job. Your answer element works well here. Question number 49. If we put camphor in an open container, its amount keeps on decreasing due to the phenomenon of. You got it. Your choice sublimation is right. Question number 50. A mixture of salt and water does not allow light to scatter when passed through it. It is a dash. Good thinking. Solution is the right answer. Question number 51. The clear liquid which is left behind in the beaker after settling down of sediments is called. Nicely done. Supernatant is a solid answer. Question number 52. Find concentration of solution in which 10 g of sugar is dissolved in a solution of mass 100 degrees. Perfect. 10% is the correct choice. Question number 53. When no more solute can be dissolved in solution at given temperature is called dash solution. Great job. Saturated is the accurate answer. Question number 54. During summer days, water kept in an earthen pot becomes cool because of the phenomenon of. Strong choice. Evaporation is the right answer. Question number 55. According to the definition of pure substance, which of the following is a pure substance? Solid response. All of these is a valid choice. Question number 56. The solution of copper sulfate do not show Tyndall effect. It means it is a type of dash. Well done. Solution is the right choice. Question number 57. Which separation techniques will you apply for the separation of the iron pins from sand? Smart pick. Magnetic separation is the correct choice. Question number 58. type of mixture that doesn't separate on its own but still contains undissolved particles. Sharp thinking. Colloid is the right choice.
Question number 59. The continuous zigzag movement of colloidal particles in a dispersion medium is called.
Well picked. Brownian movement is the correct answer. Question number 60. The component of solution which is being dissolved in the other component is called dash. On track. Solute is the correct answer.
Question number 61. The particles of colloid are in state of continuous zigzag motion. It is known as dash.
You chose Brownian motion, and it is correct. Question number 62. Q4, the component of a solution that dissolves the other component, is called as dash. Right choice. Solvent is the best answer. Question number 63. Which of the following are homogeneous in nature? Ice, wood, soil, air. Nicely done. And is a solid answer. Question number 64. True or false? Gallium and cesium do not become liquid slightly above room temperature. Well reasoned. False is the correct choice. Question number 65. The process of removing impurities from a solution by using filter paper is called as. Excellent. Filtration is a brilliant choice. Question number 66. Which of the following techniques is used in diagnostic lab for blood and urine test? Smart move. Centrifugation is an accurate answer.
Question number 67. Separation makes it possible to study and use the individual components of a mixture.
On track. True is the correct answer. Question number 68. Who was the first person to give the experimentally useful definition of an element? Oh? Clear logic. Your choice, Antoine Laurent Lavoisier, is sound and 100% true. Question number 69. Which one of the following scrap metal cannot be separated by magnetic separation? Perfect. Steel is the correct choice. Question number 70. For frictional distillation, the difference in their boiling points should be dash.
Good job. Your answer 25K works well here.
Question number 71. True or false? There are only two elements which remain liquid at room temperature. Good thinking. True is the right answer. Question number 72. A liquid and a solid are found together in a single phase. What is this known as? Smart pick. Solution is the correct choice.
Question number 73. Tincture of iodine has antiseptic properties. This solution is made by dissolving.
Correct. Iodine in alcohol is the right answer. Question number 74. The solute particles cannot be separated from the mixture by the process of dash. Right again. Filtration is a valid answer. Question number 75. What is the name of the metal which exists in liquid state at room temperature? Great thinking. Mercury is the right choice. Question number 76. Elements such as gallium and cesium become liquid at a room temperature of dash. Solid response. 303K is a valid choice. Question number 77. What happens to the solubility of most solutes as the temperature increases? You're right. Increases is the correct answer. Question number 78. In foam, the dispersed phase is. Nice selection. Gas is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 79. How many elements exist roughly and how many elements are naturally occurring?
Well done, 100 plus 92 is the right choice.
Question number 80. Which of the following is an aerosol?
Bravo, fog is the answer.
Question number 81. Combination of two or more pure substances that are not chemically combined.
Great job. Mixture is the accurate answer.
Question number 82. If a substance consists of only one type of atom, what is it classified as?
Well picked. Element is the correct answer.
Question number 83. When two liquids do not mix, they form two separate layers and are known as?
Excellent choice. Immiscible liquids is the right answer.
Question number 84. A sample contains two substances and has uniform properties. The sample is?
Nice work. You chose a homogeneous mixture, and it is correct.
Question number 85. Man shard a solute divided by mass of a solution multiplied by 100, then we get?
Correct response. Mass percentage of solution is the most accurate answer.
Question number 86. A mixture of milk and water is dash mixture and dash show Tyndall effect.
Sharp thinking. Heterogeneous. Well, is the right choice.
Question number 87. The method used in washing machines to squeeze out water from wet clothes.
Strong choice. Centrifugation is the right answer.
Question number 88. When is fractional distillation used for separating two miscible liquids?
Valid point. Less than 25K is true.
Question number 89. Dash contains tiny droplets of water, which act as particles of colloid.
Exactly. Mist makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 90. State true or false. A homogeneous solution does not show Tyndall effect.
You got it. Your choice true is right.
Question number 91. Two miscible liquids having different boiling points can be separated by?
Correct response. Fractional distillation is the most accurate answer.
Question number 92. By which process is the mixture of ammonium chloride and sand separated?
You chose sublimation, and it is correct.
Question number 93. Which of the following non-metal is not a good conductor of electricity?
Excellent. Chlorine is a brilliant choice.
Question number 94. Which of the following mixtures will be the most difficult to separate?
Exactly. Nitrogen plus hydrogen makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 95. Water and alcohol are easily separated by distillation because of their?
Excellent choice. Different boiling points is the right answer.
Question number 96. Filtration as a method of separation can be used for mixtures that are?
Solid response. Heterogeneous and solid in liquid mixtures is a valid choice.
Question number 97, alum, is generally used in which of the following separating technique?
You got it. Your choice loading is right.
Question number 98. Which technique is used in diagnostic lab to test the urine and blood?
Strong choice. Centrifugation is the right answer.
Question number 99. What is the molarity of a 2-liter solution containing 5 moles of NaCl?
Bravo. 2.5 moles liter is the answer.
Question number 100. A solution that contains a large amount of solute is best described as clear logic.
Your choice concentrated is sound and 100% true.
Question number 101. Chemicals that can be used to kill bacteria in water purification work.
Well reasoned. Chlorine and ozone is the correct choice. Question number 102. In a sugar solution that has sugar and water mixed, what is the solute?
Good job. Your answer sugar works well here.
Question number 103. How many moles of NaCl are present in 6,000 ml a 1.5 in NaCl solution?
On track. 9 moles NaCl is the correct answer. Question number 104. A mixture of two or more metals, or a metal and non-metal, is known as smart move. Alloy is an accurate answer.
Question number 105. How many elements are gaseous state at temperature between 20 C 25 C?
Valid point. 11 is true. Question number 106. Name the mixture whose particles are large enough to scatter light. Good thinking. Colloid is the right answer. Question number 1 to 7. A combination that can be separated by physical processes is a dash. Well picked. Mixture is the correct answer. Question number 108. If the particles of a mixture can be seen by naked eyes, it is dash. Perfect. Suspension is the correct choice. Question number 109. Which of the following is an example of a heterogeneous substance?
You're right. Candle is the correct answer.
Question number 110. What happens to the vapors of the liquid in fractionating column? Well done. Both 1 and 3 is the right choice. Question number 111. Made up of one kind of matter and has a definite set of properties. Great job.
Pure substance is the accurate answer.
Question number 112. In tincture of iodine, iodine is added as solute to which solvent?
Right again. Alcohol is a valid answer.
Question number 113. How many elements remain in the gaseous state at room temperature?
Great thinking. 11 is the right choice.
Question number 114. Mixtures of two or more metals, or metals and non-metals are dash. Smart pick. Alloys is the correct choice.
Question number 115. The size of the particle of solute is dash for colloidal solution.
Nice work. You chose between 1 mm and 100 mm, and it is correct. Question number 116. Name the waxy, transparent solid which changes from solid to gas. Nice selection. Camphor is the correct and valid answer. Question number 117. Name the process by which two immiscible liquids can be separated. Correct. Separating funnel is the right answer.
Question number 118. Dissolved sodium chloride can be separated from salt solution by.
Right choice. Physical process of evaporation is the best answer. Question number 119. Which of the following apparatus is not required in sublimation? Sharp thinking. Condenser is the right choice. Question number 120. Are made from a combination of two or more different elements dash. Nicely done. Compounds is a solid answer. Question number 121. Brass is a mixture of approximately dash zinc and 70% copper. Right choice. 30% is the best answer. Question number 122. In which of the following constituents are present in the ratio? Perfect. Mixture is the correct choice. Question number 123. Which of the following is an example of a solid in gas mixture? Great thinking. Smoke is the right choice. Question number 124. In aerated drinks like soda water, gas acting as solute is dash.
Excellent choice. Carbon dioxide is the right answer.
Question number 125. The beginning substances in a chemical reaction are called dash. Smart move. Reactants is an accurate answer. Question number 126. What is the method suitable to obtain pure water from seawater?
Smart pick. Simple distillation is the correct choice.
Question number 127. Which of the following provides an example of a true solution?
Exactly. Sugar solution makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 128. A component present in lesser quantity in solution called dash. On track. Solute is the correct answer. Question number 129. The method used to separate a dye from blue ink is called dash. Well reasoned. Evaporation is the correct choice. Question number 130. Naphthalene and iron filings can be separated by the method of.
Good thinking. Magnetic separation is the right answer.
Question number 131. One of the following does not undergo sublimation. This one is. Good job. Your answer, sodium chloride, works well here. Question number 132. Immiscible liquids separate out into layers depending on their. You chose densities, and it is correct. Question number 133. Dissolved sodium chloride can be separated from water by dash. Correct. Physical process of evaporation is the right answer. Question number 134. Dash was the first scientist to coin the term element in dash.
Bravo. Robert Boyle, 1661 is the answer.
Question number 135. Which of the following substance will not dissolve in water? Sharp thinking. Carbon is the right choice. Question number 136. How is salt separated from seawater without any impurities?
Well done. Crystallization is the right choice.
Question number 137. The name of scientist who discovered Brownian motion is dash. Solid response. Robert Brown is a valid choice. Question number 138. A mixture of methyl alcohol and acetone can be separated by. Valid point. Fractional distillation is true. Question number 139. Tyndall effect is observed in both suspensions and colloids. Nice selection. False is the correct and valid answer. Question number 140. The Tyndall effect is not visible in which of the following? Right again. Solution is a valid answer. Question number 141. Which of the following is considered to be a pure substance? Well picked. Sodium chloride is the correct answer. Question number 142. Which flow chart correctly describes a homogeneous material?
Nice work. You chose unknown boiling 1 temperature, and it is correct.
Question number 143. Non-uniform compositions of solutions called dash solutions.
You're right. Heterogeneous is the correct answer.
Question number 144. What is the percentage by volume of nitrogen in atmosphere? Strong choice. 78% is the right answer. Question number 145. How will you separate oxygen from a mixture of liquid air?
You got it. Your choice, fractional distillation, is right.
Question number 146. A mixture of dye and a volatile liquid can be separated by. Nicely done. Chromatography is a solid answer. Question number 147. Colloids get separated by a special technique called dash. Excellent. Centrifugation is a brilliant choice. Question number 148. Elements and compounds do not fall under the category of. Great job. Mixtures is the accurate answer. Question number 149. Milk is a dash solution, while vinegar is a dash solution. Correct response. Colloid. True is the most accurate answer. Question number 150. How much lime is obtained by heating 400 G of limestone? Clear logic. Your choice 224 G is sound and 100% true. Question number 151. Which method do we use to separate two miscible liquids? Smart move. Distillation is an accurate answer. Question number 152. Which of the following will have same type of particles?
Perfect. Ion is the correct choice.
Question number 153. Different methods of separation is used to separate dash. Excellent. Mixtures is a brilliant choice. Question number 154. A mixture of chalk powder and water is an example of dash. Correct. Suspension is the right answer. Question number 155. How would O2 be qualified? Check all answers that apply. You chose molecule, and it is correct. Question number 156. Q3 solution has a dash ln dash as its components.
Nice selection. Solute and solvent is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 157. This is made up of one or more of the same kind of atom. Smart pick. Element is the correct choice. Question number 158. How will you separate the components of sugar solution? Bravo! Crystallization is the answer. Question number 159. A mixture that is not evenly distributed is called dash. Strong choice. Heterogeneous is the right answer. Question number 160. The approximate proportion of zinc in brass is %. Great job. 30 is the accurate answer. Question number 161. What was chromatography used for at the initial stage?
Well reasoned. For separation of colors is the correct choice.
Question number 162. Conversion of milk into curd is not a physical change. Correct response. False is the most accurate answer. Question number 163. Dash is the homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. Clear logic. Your choice solution is sound and 100% true. Question number 164. What is found when two elements react with each other? Right choice. Forms a compound is the best answer. Question number 165. What type of solution is required for crystallization?
Nice work. You chose none of the above, and it is correct.
Question number 166. In a solution, there is homogeneity at the -E level. Solid response. Particle is a valid choice. Question number 167. Motion of particles in a colloidal solution is called.
Good thinking. Brownian motion is the right answer.
Question number 168. The quantity of matter present in an object is called.
Well picked. Mass is the correct answer.
Question number 169. Which of the following will not show Tyndall effect?
Great thinking. Salt is the right choice.
Question number 170. Which of the following substance differs? Excellent choice. Graphite is the right answer. Question number 171. Who was the first scientist to use the term element?
Right again. Robert Boyle is a valid answer.
Question number 172. What is the size of the particles of a suspension?
Nicely done. More than 100 mm is a solid answer.
Question number 173. How will you separate a mixture of petrol and water?
You got it. Your choice fractional distillation is right.
Question number 174. How many moles are contained in 180 grams of water?
Valid point. 10 is true.
Question number 175. Changing the phase, size or shape of something, dash.
Exactly. Physical change makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 176. A mixture of water in alcohol is an example of dash.
Well done. Homogeneous mixture is the right choice.
Question number 177. How many free surfaces exist in the case of solids?
You're right. Infinitely many is the correct answer.
Question number 178. If you change a substance into a new substance, dash.
On track. Chemical change is the correct answer.
Question number 179. Select a heterogeneous mixture out of the following.
Sharp thinking. Emulsion is the right choice.
Question number 180. Which of the following elements is not a metalloid?
Good job. Your answer tungsten works well here.
Question number 181. Suspended particles cannot be seen by naked eyes.
Nicely done. False is a solid answer.
Question number 182. Pick the heterogeneous mixture among the following.
Good job. Your answer smoke works well here.
Question number 183. Is rainwater or distilled water a pure substance?
Nice work. You chose true and it is correct.
Question number 184. Purity of a solid substance can be checked by its.
Right again. Melting point is a valid answer.
Question number 185. Centrifugation technique is mostly preferred for.
Sharp thinking. Colloids is the right choice.
Question number 186. Which of the following are homogeneous in nature?
Well picked. Ice is the correct answer.
Question number 187. Concentration of 36E of NaCl in 100 of water is?
Valid point 27% is true.
Question number 188. Which changes of state occur during distillation?
Bravo. Boiling followed by condensation is the answer.
Question number 189. By which process can we separate cream from milk?
Exactly. Centrifugation makes sense and it is right choice.
Question number 190. What is the solid content in tincture of iodine?
Strong choice. Iodine is the right answer.
Question number 191. Which of the following is not a chemical change?
You chose sublimation of naphthalene. And it is correct.
Question number 192. A mixture that is uniform and well mixed is dash.
Excellent choice. Homogeneous is the right answer.
Question number 193. What is the dispersion phase and medium of milk?
Well reasoned. Liquid and liquid is the correct choice.
Question number 194. The concentration of a solution depends on dash. Clear logic. Your choice amount of solute is sound and 100% true.
Question number 195. How will you separate sulfur and iron fillings?
You got it. Your choice magnetic separation is right.
Question number 196. Which of the following is an example of colloid? Perfect. Milk is the correct choice.
Question number 197. Which one of the following is a pure substance?
Nice selection. Sodium chloride is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 198. A homogeneous mixture of two or more substance.
Good thinking. Solution is the right answer.
Question number 199. The process used to separate oil and water is.
Solid response. Separating phenol is a valid choice.
Question number 200. Which of the following is a universal solvent?
Smart pick. Water is the correct choice.
Question number 201. Shaving foam is which type of colloid solution?
Great thinking. Foam is the right choice.
Question number 202. Emulsion is a colloidal solution of liquid in.
Excellent. Liquid is a brilliant choice.
Question number 203. Jelly is an example of which type of colloid?
Correct. Gel is the right answer. Question number 204. Name the property through which metals shine. Right choice. Luster is the best answer.
Question number 205. What type of mixture separates upon standing?
Correct response. Suspension is the most accurate answer. Question number 206. One common method used to separate dyes is.
Great job. Chromatography is the accurate answer.
Question number 207. By which method can potada alum be purified?
Well done. Crystallization is the right choice. Question number 208. Homogeneous mixtures can be called like this? You're right. True solution is the correct answer.
Question number 209. Particles of which are visible to naked eyes.
Smart move. Suspension is an accurate answer. Question number 210. What is the opposite of pure in chemistry? On track. Heterogeneous is the correct answer.
Question number 211. Mixture of water and milk shows -T effect.
Bravo. Tyndall is the answer.
Question number 212. The components of water can be separated by.
Well done. Chemical methods is the right choice.
Question number 213. Impure salts can be purified by the process.
Correct. Cryoglyzation is the right answer. Question number 214. How many elements are naturally occurring? 92 is true.
Question number 215. Which of the following is not an emulsion?
Right again. Shaving cream is a valid answer. Question number 216. Centrifugation technique can only work on.
Good job. Your answer heterogeneous mixture works well here.
Question number 217. Dash elements are available in the nature.
Perfect. 92 is the correct choice.
Question number 218. What is the size of particle in a colloid?
Clear logic. Your choice 1m 1000 nm is sound and 100% true.
Question number 219. Which of the following is a true solution? Great thinking. Salt solution is the right choice.
Question number 220. Brass is an alloy. It is a mixture of dash.
You got it? Your choice 30% zinc, 70% copper is right.
Question number 221. Brass is an alloy of molten copper in dash.
Strong choice. Molten zinc is the right answer.
Question number 222. Suspension can be separated by filtration.
You chose true, and it is correct.
Question number 223. In dash, the path of light is not visible.
Smart pick. Solution is the correct choice.
Question number 224. What are the two components of a colloid? Good thinking. Dispersed phase, dispersion medium is the right answer. Question number 225. Homogeneous solution may separated by dash.
Solid response. Chemical process is a valid choice.
Question number 226. A compound can have variable composition.
On track. False is the correct answer.
Question number 227. Which of the following is not a compound?
Well reasoned. All of these is the correct choice.
Question number 228. Elements are classified into 3 types. Exactly. True makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 229. Substance with atoms that are all alike.
You're right. Element is the correct answer.
Question number 230. Tincture of iodine is made by dissolving.
Excellent. Iodine in alcohol is a brilliant choice.
Question number 231. We can separate kerosene and water using?
Right choice. A separating funnel is the best answer.
Question number 232. Boiling point of nitrogen is dash deg C.
Correct response. 196 is the most accurate answer.
Question number 233. What is an example of a pure substance?
Smart move. Iron is an accurate answer.
Question number 234. Which of these show the Tyndall effect?
Nicely done. Colloids is a solid answer.
Question number 235. What is the smell of hydrogen sulfide? Nice work.
You chose rotten eggs, and it is correct.
Question number 236. Due to which property does a bell ring?
Excellent choice. Sonority is the right answer.
Question number 237. Cheese is an emulsion type of colloid.
Nice selection. False is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 238. Rusting of iron is a chemical change.
Well picked. True is the correct answer.
Question number 239. What is the solute in the soda water? Great job. Carbon dioxide is the accurate answer. Question number 240. Particle size in colloids range from?
Sharp thinking. 1 in 1000 nm is the right choice.
Question number 241. Of what is a shaving cream a colloid? You're right. Gas in liquid is the correct answer. Question number 242. Which of the following is a mixture?
Smart move. Air is an accurate answer.
Question number 243. A blue iris in an eye is blue due to.
Great thinking. Tyndall effect is the right choice. Question number 244. Which of these is a chemical change? Well done.
Growing of humans is the right choice.
Question number 245. How is iron separated from its ore?
Great job. Separating funnel is the accurate answer.
Question number 246. Brass is a mixture of dash dollar and dash.
You chose zinc and copper, and it is correct.
Question number 247. Salt can be separated from water by.
Excellent. Evaporation is a brilliant choice.
Question number 248. Which is more effective in cooling?
Perfect. Water at 273 K is the correct choice.
Question number 249. QM has dash pot P and dash I dem.
Right choice. Gas and liquid is the best answer.
Question number 250. What is the boiling point of argon?
You got it. Your choice 186 is right.
Question number 251. Colored gemstone is an example of.
Nice work. You chose solid sol, and it is correct.
Question number 252. The SI unit of temperature is dash.
Nicely done. Kelvin is a solid answer.
Question number 253. Camphor is a sublimable substance.
Well picked. True is the correct answer.
Question number 254. What type of a colloid is smoke?
Right again. Aerosol is a valid answer.
Question number 255. Glass is a dash type of colloid.
Good job. Your answer sol works well here.
Question number 256. Which has the largest particles?
Well reasoned. Suspension is the correct choice.
Question number 257. A chemical change is also called.
Clear logic. Your choice chemical reaction is sound and 100% true.
Question number 258. Which of the following is jelly?
Sharp thinking. Butter is the right choice.
Question number 259. Melting butter is an example of.
Valid point. Physical change is true.
Question number 260. It is a good conductor of heat.
Smart pick. Metal is the correct choice.
Question number 261. How many H atoms are in water?
Strong choice. 2 is the right answer.
Question number 262. Carbon is an example of dash.
Nice selection. Non-metal is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 263. What are the 3 states of matter?
Excellent choice. Solid liquid gas is the right answer.
Question number 264. Wood burning is an example of.
Bravo. Chemical change is the answer.
Question number 265. What type of mixture is soil?
Good thinking. Heterogeneous is the right answer.
Question number 266. Choose a metal which is soft.
Correct response. Sodium is the most accurate answer.
Question number 267. Dispersed phase is similar to.
Correct. Solute is the right answer.
Question number 268. Smell of hydrogen sulfide gas. Exactly. Rotten eggs makes sense, and it is right choice. Question number 269. Colloids can be separated by.
Solid response. Centrifugation is a valid choice.
Question number 270. Identify the chemical change.
On track. Burning of coal is the correct answer. Question number 271. Arsenic can be purified by.
Excellent.
Sublimation is a brilliant choice.
Question number 272. Pumic stone is a solid sol.
Smart move. False is an accurate answer.
Question number 273. What are atoms composed of?
Well picked. Protons, neutrons, and electrons is the correct answer.
Question number 2274. The SI unit of mass is dash.
Great thinking. Kilogram is the right choice.
Question number 275. Alloy is an example of dash.
Well reasoned. Solution is the correct choice.
Question number 2776. An air dash is a solvent. On track. Nitrogen is the correct answer.
Question number 277. Suspension is dash mixture.
Good job. Your answer heterogeneous works well here.
Question number 278. Hard question. What is Tsu?
You got it. Your choice liquid is right.
Question number 279. Dispersed phase of gel is.
Bravo. Liquid is the answer.
Question number 280. What is a chemical change?
Great job. Wood burning is the accurate answer.
Question number 281. All matter is made up of?
Well done. Atoms is the right choice. Question number 282. What did Robert Boyle do?
Sharp thinking. Element is the right choice.
Question number 283. What is ink composed of?
Right choice. Plus water is the best answer. Question number 284. Magnesium is an alloy of?
Excellent choice. Magnesium and aluminium is the right answer.
Question number 285. What is carbon dioxide?
Clear logic. Your choice gas is sound and 100% true.
Question number 286. Air is regarded as a?
Good thinking. Mixture is the right answer.
Question number 287. Boron and carbon are.
Correct response. Metalloid and non-metal respectively is the most accurate answer.
Question number 288. Air is dash mixture.
Nicely done. Homogeneous is a solid answer.
Question number 289. A true solution is a?
You're right. Homogeneous mixture is the correct answer.
Question number 292 would be a dash.
Nice work. You chose compound and molecule, and it is correct.
Question number 2991. What would be matter?
Solid response. All of the above is a valid choice. Question number 292. Purified water is. Strong choice. Compound is the right answer.
Question number 293. Sodium carbonate is?
Right again. A compound is a valid answer.
Question number 294. Sugar water is a? Exactly. Solution makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 295. Mixture can be? Valid point. Both and is true. Question number 296. Melting of wax.
Perfect. Physical change is the correct choice.
Question number 297. Gas to liquid.
Smart pick. Condensation is the correct choice.
Question number 298. Colloids are?
Nice selection. Heterogeneous mixture is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 299. Milk is a?
Correct. Colloid is the right answer.
Question number 300. Water is.
You chose a pure substance, and it is correct. Question number 301. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Great thinking. Contact Narayan Changder on Facebook is the right choice.